Hello and welcome to all you Cancerians. It's good to be back. Thank you first of all so much for your support, your patience, you dear Cancerians, and let's get started straight away. What's it gonna be during the month of October? Well, for everyone, and then I'll get started to the Cancerian. For everyone, it is a month where people feel that things go forwards again. That's because Mercury is going direct, Mars is going direct, Venus is going direct, Jupiter and Saturn, all these planets are going direct. So it means that we've done enough of the purging and the reflecting. We've done enough of that. It's time now to, and especially you, because you have that Mercury retrograde in your third house of thinking. So you probably have been thinking a lot about the way that you think maybe as well, and about changing things. And now is the month that you can begin with implementing that. And that's good. Now, why is it such an important month for you, you Cancerians? Because you are a cardinal sign. And there is a new moon happening in Libra, another cardinal sign. And normally I don't speak about the new moons, especially when it's not in your sign. But first of all, the moon is important for you because it's your ruler. But secondly, this new moon in Libra that's happening on the 1st of October will have a tremendous impact many months later. Because this new moon is happening and is squashed between Jupiter. So Jupiter is a very benefic planet. It's about expansion and growth. And this new moon is like, yeah, you're having a growth. You're having a huge expansion here for you when it comes to the 4th house, which is your area. The 4th house is about your emotions. It's about your emotional support. It's about your house, literally. So maybe you're planting the seeds now already for buying a new house or for selling an old one and in order to buy a new one. That is better. And or for this huge emotional stability that you are searching for. Now is the time that you can plant the seeds that this is going to happen for you, that you feel more at home with you, that you feel more at home with yourself. So that's not on the material level. So all these houses that we're talking about, we as astrologers, sometimes they happen on a very material level, like buying and selling the house. But for most of you, it probably is on a more subtle level because it's a water house. A water house, the 4th house, is a very subtle house, but it's your core. So there's something about you Cancerians. Your core is totally changing. There is luggage, emotional baggage that you have been putting off, which is great, or chopping off, which is less great. But anyway, it has to be done. And you're at this whole new beginning when it comes to you, which might be your house, but when it comes to you, I also mean it's like this emotional mini crisis going on. And because there was a little dead going on there is like this new you that is rising above it and that is transforming as well. Because this new moon is connected to Pluto, which is about transformation. So a huge marking point for October for you Cancerians. And I know that most Cancerians, maybe you have a lot of planets in other air signs or whatever, but most Cancerians, a home where they, and a family and emotional stability is crucial. Whether you're a man or a woman, for Cancerians, if you've got some Cancer energy there, you really have that need. And now there is this possibility to fulfill that, yourself, and to grow very fast on that as well. So it might be something very small that you're doing. It might be something that you say, yes, I've changed from within a tiny little bit, but it will expand. So you're going to feel more at ease with yourself or at home, especially with that Jupiter there for a whole year, but especially with the new moon. And Jupiter and Pluto are squaring each other. Now, what is this all about? This is an aspect, by the way, that I'm going to explain a bit more next month, but because then it is full. But now it is activated because of Mars in Capricorn. So what is this all about? Jupiter and Pluto, when they touch each other, whether it is a square, which is difficult, but anyways, if they touch each other, it means that there is some huge transformation going on and huge growth at the same time. So it's like going very fast. And again, for you, it's in the area of home and family and roots and your own emotional stability, but also relationships, because you've got Pluto in that 7th house of relationships and Mars entering that house. And it's going to be there for a whole month. Now, so this Pluto, of course, it's going to be a sort of, how would I say, getting to the truth of the matter. It's going towards more authenticity than you already have. So is that good or bad? That's very difficult to say, of course. It's always good. I mean, the Pluto energy is always about transforming into something that is better for you. But you might experience it as, you know, ooh, this is a bit difficult or not. So let's say it depends on your context. Let's say you're having a very difficult relationship. And that you've been wanting to end it for a long time. Now, this might be the moment to do so, especially with this Pluto in your 7th house being activated by Mars, the planet of cutting out. So it might be that you've got that courage and therefore you grow. But that's a minority. For most of you people, it means that your connection with other people is going to intensify. So it might be one person, it might be more person, even when you are single, it might be a colleague that is getting a bit more challenging, because Mars and Pluto, the good side is that they teach you something about letting go of the ego, about letting go of control. But the negative side is of course that they are pretty damn hard to deal with, so that they can be very demanding. So if you're in a relationship, it's the same. It can mean that there needs to be some things addressed in order for the relationship to purify or something like that. That's not always a nice process, but it's a process that is necessary. So for a lot of you who are in a fairly good relationship, it can simply mean that there needs to be a change in that relationship, in a change of the structure, because it's in Capricorn. So the structures that you're having, the things that you are doing, that he or she is doing, it needs to be replanned, readdressed. And that can be very expansive, again, that Jupiter in your 4th house, for your well-being, for your emotional well-being. So, but don't try to over-empower someone else, because you're not going to win here. It's Mars, Pluto, it's not in your sign. So it's in the opposite sign. So the best way to deal with this energy is not going into ego conflicts. Don't do that. But listening to them and counting to 10, because it will be not always easy to listen to them, but counting to 10 and then saying what you need to say, and see where it goes, you know, adjusting accordingly. Because this Mars-Pluto energy is very powerful. And so it's the last thing you want to do is getting manipulative, getting, you know, being seductive and sort of trying to get out of that relationship or connection what you want of it. It's going to backfire. So the best is to be open. Integrity is very important here. And embracing that there is a change coming up in your relationship. So for those who enter into a new one, it's going to be very intense. So, and with intense, I mean very passionate. You're going to really transform through this relationship, not only through sex, but through intimacy and through doing things together that demand a lot of energy as well. Now, last but not least, I'm going to talk a bit about the Venus there. Venus is in Scorpio up until the 18th, and then it shifts into Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is your 6th house, so Venus was in your 5th house for the beginning of the month, which is great. I mean, that's great to do a bit more about hobbies, to enjoy yourself, to have a great time, to have a good connection with your kids. But then it shifts into the 6th house, that Venus. And that is a house of work and health and pets. So, and it bumps into Saturn-Neptune square again. So what does this mean? It means that as from the 19th and upwards, there can be a change when it